we have with us today Mr. Johan Viljoen.
Ek is Johan van Papgooi of iets.
And Johan Viljoen is a sound engineer, musician. His pastimes include taking long walks on the beach, pina colada. No, I'm just joking, just kidding. His pastimes include passing cigarettes to prisoners, dressing up in a fertilizer bag for class, creating his own slang surrounding the terms dik vet, or in English, thick or fat. He has produced many bands and musicians. Some of you would likely know him for working with bands like Chesscast or Moses Metroman or the solo artist Dion Meyering. Most of us, however, know Johan for his more recent work in Papgooi. And I quickly want to show you guys a little snippet of Papgooi over there. Johan, is there anything else you'd like to add to the bio?
I would just like to say that I'm also doing Straatligkinders now.
Straatligkinders,
so just make sure you get that. Make sure you get that on there. Yeah, and also I'm an avid supplier of super glue to the super glue community. So just tell me anything that if there's anyone that in the comment section, you can just email me about the super glue.
Email,
you know what it's for.
Spam him about the super glue. In any case, let's just quickly take a look at Papgooi over here. Let's just show everyone a snippet of Papgooi.
I would like everyone to see how many views that video has gotten already.
Johan represents.
This is my favorite part here actually.
Stap hom met 'n banjo, vang 'n bietjie vis, Papgooi.
Yeah, that's Zwa there. That guy is a legend. Yeah, he's a legend. Yeah,
This guy's also a legend.
Papgooi, vanaand gaan ons gat skeer.
Yeah, see, that's me there. I don't know if you can see the resemblance.
Let's keep some teasers for later. I just want to say that everyone must try and at least make the video all the way to 3 minutes 4 seconds. There's some fun stuff happening over there.
There's a special part happening there, yeah, because that actually happened on a different date. That part there. I also just want to clarify why I'm not why I'm the guy that's wearing sunglasses. The issue is in this room, it's a really dark room, so I had to put this lamp on me. But now you can't see my face. So then when I put this lamp on, it was really shining bright to my eyes, and then luckily I had these sunglasses lying next to me here. So that's actually why I'm wearing these sunglasses in here. It's not because I'm a doos or anything. It's just
we know you're a doos though.
It's just like
you're at least your alter ego in Papgooi. He's not the friendliest of people.
Yeah,
unless you
that
bring
guy
in
can catch a yellowtail if you want him to.
Yeah. Okay, so well, part of what we're doing here is I think we're calling it a Chesscast. So it's a mixture between a podcast, an interview, and a game of chess. So, well, we have the chessboard over here. Mr. Boepensveekis is Johan over there. And, okay, so welcome to my little desk. Since we are living in a virtual world, we can't physically have space to interview people with. So this is my little interviewee desk. And I don't know. Do you know how the chess pieces work? I'll make my first move.
Okay, no, actually already made my first move. I knew you were going to do that. That's actually why I did this so long, because I've actually been studying some of your online chess game.
Oh my word!
And
okay.
This move that you made there is actually one of the moves that you usually make in the beginning. So I actually planned for this. Okay. Yeah, I actually planned for this. Yeah, so just so that you know.
This is a deep preparation over here.
Yeah, some crazy things are gonna happen here. I'm just
in this position.
I just hope you know that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, okay. So I'm just gonna take it. I don't know. So this is part of your. Oh, you can also see what I'm doing as well, and then prepare a move for that. So like you've got my shared screen on.
Yeah, exactly.
So now you just start pre-moving stuff. Okay.
Yeah. Kind of seeing what you're going to do.
I just should add, there's no time involved, so you can use all the time in the world.
Is it? Okay,
yeah,
okay.
You don't have to rush or anything. There's this is just a casual game.
Is it?
Yeah, you don't. And if you have questions, you're always welcome to ask me. I actually want to start with a question. I know a lot of people they see people playing chess online and stuff, but usually they don't feel like it's a really unapproachable genre or. What is your feeling about chess, really, as someone that...
My feeling Okay. That I think that's a really good question to ask, especially a South African, because we don't really have a big chess culture here at the moment. But the way I see chess is it's kind of a way um, for us to it's a very it's not a very physically aggressive game, but in a way it is a mentally aggressive game depending on your style. But the thing about chess that I really admire, sorry, it's difficult to actually think about what I'm saying and looking
Yo,
what you're
don't
doing.
worry
So I'm
about your
just
moves. If you've got questions, yeah, you can.
okay, yeah. Okay, so the vibe about chess that I quite dig is the fact that it's kind of like a metaphor to life as to how these little choices that I'm making like this, it kind of seems like a good idea to me now doing that here, but it's kind of like a metaphor to life is how even though there are only 8 by 8 little blocks here, it's got like infinite amount of possibilities that it could lead to just by making some small changes in the beginning of the game. Just like
Yeah.
by instead of moving my knight there, I could have moved it like a little bit somewhere else. But now I'm just thinking, I could have moved it there and it wouldn't have made a big
But
difference.
let's
But you playing chess, you're kind of like a god now, seeing like
yeah.
how it
I'm sending
could
you a
lead to
take back. I'm letting
something much
you
bigger.
do something else in life now. I'm sending you a take
Oh,
back.
really? Can your
Yeah.
opponent process attack
I'm.
back? See, that's the other thing about chess. Like life, you can't always do that with life. But here we
No.
are. I'm doing a take back. I know exactly like this is actually what you wanted me to do.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. We
Actually wanted to do something else now.
so I can still do the same.
Oh, there we go.
Wait for
Yeah,
my move to be
there we go.
done.
Uh,
I also I'll, I'll send another one. There goes your queen.
thank,
I know you
thanks.
really want to capture the pawn, but that's what I was doing. I was just defending it with a piece that
Okay,
is
cool.
is worth less than both your knight or your queen. So
Yeah,
I'll be gaining. So
yeah,
this it's protected now. So don't. That's a bit of a dangerous point to take.
yeah. What's been confusing me? I have two screens here, and I've actually been looking at your screen for most of the time.
So now you're
And now
closing my screen, but then we
yeah.
can't see you
Oh,
anymore.
I just realized that now. Okay, wait, I'm actually doing something else now. So the thing is about chess, it's a game that a lot of us aren't accustomed to, and we kind of associate it with some kind of a nerd culture sometimes. Oh, get that button. Now you know what? I'm just gonna have to actually look at your board. But it's still I'm minimizing this to an extent.
I can do this. Wait, I
No,
can
it's
flip.
fine. It's fine. It's
I
fine.
can
It's
flip
fine.
the
It's
board. So
fine.
now we're both thinking
That
against
helps.
me. Yeah, there we
Yeah,
go.
I like that. This is actually
Yeah,
really nice.
yeah.
Yeah. So the thing about chess, because we're not accustomed to this game at all. Me as like the Papgooi South African, and when I see someone playing chess in a like a bar or something, I'm like, yes, what's this guy doing? Is he playing chess here? Why is he not? Oh, it's probably like bad. It's like drinking chess or something.
Mm-mm.
But there's something more. There's something kind of primal, but also very modern in the fact that you're not actually killing anybody, but it's like a little strategic war that you are actually having with someone every single time that you're playing it. I know that me as an outsider, I mean, I don't know if you can see, but this is the first time that I'm playing on this channel now. This is like something completely different to me than it is to you.
Yeah.
I spoke to my girlfriend the other day about how people who get involved in chess kind of adopt a style playing chess, and in a sense, only people that can play chess really well can understand your style, and in a sense understand you better than other people can. It's kind of like the same in music. When
Yeah.
you are talking with other musicians about music, sometimes only they can understand who you really are, and it's kind of the same in chess. You can kind of get to know someone
By seeing
just
how they
by
play.
playing chess with them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah. So
So
that's my vibe on chess. Oh, is it my turn now?
it's your turn. No, we were looking at this.
Oh.
So I wouldn't recommend touching the pawn. So
Oh,
that's
yeah.
that's.
What I was
I
actually
mean,
trying to do is I thought about maybe doing this. Oh, no, I wasn't doing that. Anyways, but yeah, sorry, I think you were asking something else. What's
no, I actually wanted to know. Okay, that's a nice move. It's usually good to develop a piece. But I can see you already have some chess background, and you know how the pieces move. Not a lot of people do. Who taught you how to play chess? When did that happen? And
Yeah. So my father was an amateur chess player, but with amateur I mean he was really good in his youth. So he had this nice book from Bobby Fischer. I think it was called Chess with an exclamation mark at the end or something. Or it was probably called something else, but then they renamed it. I see what you're doing with my knight here. You don't want me to do that. That's very
I'm putting
naughty
your knight on a lockdown.
yeah. I'm putting you on lockdown, my good friend.
Oh, that's a nice move.
Yeah. So the thing is, he then made these deals with me and my sister when we were young, and he would be like, "Okay, listen, you can play against me, and if you win, I will give you this amount of money." And it would be some absurd amount of money, or it will be like 1,000 rand or something, which sounds like an absurd amount of money for a 7-year-old. And then, or it would be something crazy like we could get a dirt bike or a jet ski or something.
Yes,
You know?
man. That's
And
very
then
nice. Yeah.
yeah, but if he wins, then we have to do all of these chores for him, you know, that my mom usually told him to do.
Okay.
So me and my sister were like, fuck yeah, we're gonna get these dirt bikes. But then obviously every single time that we
Ended up
played
doing the
against him,
chores.
he beats us. Yeah, yeah, we ended up doing the chores, but it was that hope of the fact that it was so outweighed. It was such an absurd thing to do, like of him, such an absurd thing to say that we just usually um joined in and we played against him. And actually, there was one time that I beat him years later where I legit beat him and I felt so smart. But we didn't even make a deal or anything. So that was actually really terrible for me. But then, so there was this other guy
Yeah.
in my primary school. He was like this old toppy. I think he was like 95 or 100 or
Mr.
something.
Chris
But
Grayling, that, yeah.
yeah, that guy. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Potchefstroom's
yeah.
chess coach,
He
yeah?
was a legend. So when I was in grade 1, there was this recorder class. I don't know if you know recorder, but the ugly term for it is blokfluit.
Yeah, yeah.
So there was this recorder class in Potchefstroom, and my mom told me I could either choose recorder or I could do chess. So then I went to do the chess thing because I heard all of these 7-year-olds playing recorder in the afternoons.
And that's a horrible
And
instrument.
you know what that sounds like. You know what it
We
sounds like
know.
when a professional player plays recorder. It already sounds borderline absurd, but now when a bunch of 7-year-olds are playing this thing, it's
even worse.
intense. It's kind of it's much worse. So I actually opted for the chess thing. So I learned a few tricks with that guy, like what all the pieces can do, like how they can move. Like I learned from him that I can do this and put your queen almost in mate there, you know.
What?
So a bunch of cool tricks that he taught us there. Yeah, like your pawn is in mate now.
My pawn is in mate.
Yeah, but when I get your pawn, then your queen is actually in mate. I don't know if you see that there, but
Are
yeah.
you talking about the pin? This
You see what I did with my what's that thing with my
your
knight
knight,
there, right?
yeah?
So if I take your what's that gonna be? You know that
B2, yeah, yeah.
B2. If I take that B2, then I can take your queen there on D.
Okay.
D something. Yeah.
But this is a very brave knight.
D1.
I
Is
could
it? You scheme so.
I scheme so because your plan it's pretty good to have a long-term plan usually in chess.
Yeah.
But the pawn is protected by my bishop, so my bishop will it's actually a bit when a bishop is opposing a knight like this, you can see it's looking at all of the squares the knight can possibly make, so it's kind of trapped. And also the knight was actually guarding the a4 square, so it might just be my queen coming for your knight with this check, and then
Yeah, I see that there. I see that now that you've mentioned it.
but
Yeah.
I'll make a friendly move.
Okay,
Because I've still got a few
okay.
questions. I think it'll be a good dynamic if I prolong the game so that I can get through my questions, and then when I feel the interview is kind of over, I'll
You can try, bitch.
then
From
I'll
Greiling's kennis. All right, let's
yeah.
do this.
Okay,
Okay, okay. So
so
that
that
was
is
quite friendly.
so even though your dad offered a lot of money and it was an excuse to not go to the blokfluit, you did go for a few lessons from Chris Freiling then, and
Yeah, I did, yeah. And then also I had these friends from university that used to play. Not. It was long before I met you actually. They used to play, but they were much worse than I was at the time. So
okay.
it didn't really help a lot. But it was nice to just like get that spark again, to play the chess again. Sorry, I'm thinking what I'm going to do with that screen of mine.
Teaching men how to.
But yeah, no, it
yeah.
was quite a vibe. It was quite a vibe. So the thing is that I usually loved about chess is when people would play drunk chess. So I actually used to do that as well. That was also a nice way for me to crossbreed my Afrikaans drinking culture with some nice sophisticated chess. I don't know if it's an Eastern culture or if it's a Western culture. Could you please tell me more about
the game is actually very mystical in that sense. That not a lot of people are too sure what the origins of the game are, but they're at least sure that it's older than. I think some people are prepared to go 4,000 years. I think I believe it's 2,000 years. And actually, there's an interesting story about the origins of chess too. That because the game, as you were saying earlier on, it's kind of got this mystical part of it. It's on an 8x8 board. And lots of puzzles in chess, and the way the pieces move and everything, they only work on 8x8, the geometry of the board. So there's like a kind of a sacred geometry about the system as well. So much so that when you see some of these things, it's so beautiful that one of the ex-FIDE presidents, I don't know, I can maybe link the article to the description later, but he believed the game was brought to Earth by aliens. Because humans aren't capable of inventing anything so cool. So
let's see.
Oh,
All right. Well, that's crazy, man. Yeah. No, I love that how you can have like only 64 little blocks with an infinite amount of possibilities happening in them.
Yeah.
But it kind of makes sense because that's how a decimal system works as well. There are only 10 numbers, but there are infinite amounts of things that you can do with them. So, I'm in check now. See, that's the problem here that I actually did not think of.
But you're
I
still
was
fine. You're still fine. There you go.
Going to do that now. Yeah.
And
that was my vibe.
You know about the move castling. So when you move your king twice.
Yeah, I know that. I know. Yeah, that was actually one of the moves that I learned from that guy. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Castling.
Anyway.
No, I heard some other people, usually when you discuss the move castling and some of the more, I don't know, some of the more niche chess moves that the amateurs that don't always get to a point in the game where they are able to castle anything. So those are the more niche chess moves, and then when an amateur learns one of them, he just starts doing whatever he wants on the chessboard and just says one of the names, like, oh, that was en passant, or and then
well, that's a rook or whatever, something like that.
That's like and then they destroy you because of their special chess moves.
Yeah. Okay, I see now what you did there. See, that was something that I didn't want to happen. But the nice thing about this is I can actually do this now.
Yeah, you can
recapture. Which I believe is called exchanging a piece, or what do you call that?
We exchanged a bishop for a knight. That's the only thing that happened. I took and you recaptured. Okay. So none of us lost material. There's just those two pieces just left the board.
So what would be the function of doing that? Would it be to if I were in my stupid chess mind, if I had to explain what happened now, is that to open up the board a bit, or is it just necessary for me to do that?
This is probably not the best move I could have made, but I just liked it because usually when your pawns are next to each other, they are helping each other really well. They can connect and push up through the board, and especially in the end game, you've got a potential of making a passed pawn, and that's the ability to get one of your pawns through and make a queen, especially when their structure is so well. So the only thing I did now is after capturing, is that I forced your pawns to double up. So you see now, they're not that healthy anymore, but I don't even think I'll be using your doubled pawns or anything. It looks like it will disappear in any case. So, by the way, I was just going to ask you, I hear your sound is on for the chess board. I'm hearing it via your mic, I think.
That's really weird because I'm only actually monitoring on headphones now. So it must be something coming through the Zoom.
Something coming through the Zoom, but I really like the sound of the Lee chess pieces.
Yeah,
moving.
it's a beautiful sound. It sounds like those old wooden pieces that you used to move.
I'm thinking
that my dad used them.
Your dad used to?
He used to move, whatever.
When your dad used to put them down really aggressively.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it was more like me and my sister put it down really aggressively in the hope that we would win. See, now this is now the time that I would castle. But how do you do that
You can't
actually?
castle when
In
you're
this?
in check. That's another thing. So
Okay. See, so that's
the
something that I didn't. Okay,
yeah,
okay, 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 okay.
there's some preconditions
That was a.
to castling. So the one is your king can't move. Hasn't if he'd moved previously in the game, it's impossible, and your rook as well. And then also you can't move up to get out of check, but you can also not move into like over a check. Like if
Yeah.
I don't know, there was a bishop looking at that f1 square, and you were
Okay.
trying to. So
So would you say it's a good idea for me to put that
yeah,
Meneer Riesel?
yeah, that manier, you must
Okay,
move him
okay,
around.
okay.
So
Yeah, because I
like
was thinking about using that pawn, that's on a
yeah, the
B7,
B.
but then I'm thinking, yeah, you're gonna take that, and then I'm gonna have the same issue again.
Yeah, and then I mean, you just lost the pawn for nothing, right? So
Yeah, exactly.
and
Uncool.
I like the fact that you also didn't move your king. Uh, so now you're keeping your options open to still castle. So if you've moved your
Yeah, that's a
king,
sissy move. You shouldn't be you shouldn't be moving that.
oh, the king
Yeah,
is
that's a
the
sissy move. I also agree with what's happening here. Yeah, okay,
mm.
okay.
Yeah. So that
All
was a
right,
good
Bruce. So
idea.
what are you gonna do next?
I'm just going to still be annoying because one thing you did not manage to do in this game is get your king to safety. So
Yeah, that is a big issue. Clutter control, But now I'm thinking of doing things like
yeah,
this.
that is a good move. So I was pinning
Okay.
you. You couldn't take because of that would be check, right? So uh, that was a nice square for my bishop to be on. But just to make the game
Yeah.
fancy, I'm gonna play the following move. Not because I
Okay.
think it's good, just because I think it's very interesting. Knight to e5.
Yeah, that I also think that's interesting because now I actually wanted to move my king outside of town. You know when you press triangle when you're playing FIFA and you
Yeah,
take the goalie
yeah.
and you run with the goal.
You
That's
want to
what I
run
wanted
away?
to do with my
You just
king
run
now.
with the goalie. Well, the
Yeah,
king is kind
I
of the
wanted to
goalie.
press triangle. I wanted to take my king now, and I wanted to go checkmate you with my king
Oh,
because that would be much more gangster than
have
doing
an
it like.
aggressive king. Yeah, no, I get
Yeah,
it.
but now that you put your knight there, I can't actually do that. So
Oh,
that
I
was
get
really
it. I get
smart of
it.
you.
You're saying like in FIFA when you run up the board with your goalie. Yeah,
Yeah.
that is exactly the same in chess, right? So you go
All
score a
right, here
goal.
we
You go
go.
score a goal with your own goalie. No, that is
Oh
the
man.
definition of badassery. So
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
and
I don't know how gangster you can be in FIFA, but
so
in chess, what are we playing on chess?
you can be very gangster. I should show you pictures of Alexander Grishuk. That guy is the definition of gangster in chess. He's just this really
Okay.
badass Russian guy. That's I think number 3 in the world at the moment. But when you say your dad was playing for high stakes on chess games, this guy I think I don't know what the stakes are he plays with, but I don't think. I think we'll be destitute if we had to play with the same stakes ever. In any case, in chess, one of the things they also like saying early on when you start learning or now is that you remember when you said earlier on you can't really take back a move and it's like life, your choices are committal and they have this long-term effect. This is actually, I think, a good moment because your pawns are even more trapped in the chessboard. Like my bishop, it can move forwards, but it can go all the way back to the
Yeah.
c1 square if I wanted to. But your pawns, they can't. Once they've moved forwards, they can't go back. So they're
That's the
committed.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So now with like f6, it was good because it was attacking my bishop. But I made this weird move, knight e5, and the move was pretty much based on pins.
Oh my word! I see what you're gonna do now. You're gonna take your queen to c4, and then I am.
No,
Yeah.
I can do queen c4 maybe. That's I don't
Okay,
think
sorry,
that's
no,
actually a
no,
nicer
no.
idea than I'm not sure. Anyways, my queen is currently my queen is currently
Okay.
pinning your knight, right? So your knight
Yeah.
can't move. And meanwhile, if you had taken my knight, then I don't know what I would have done, but maybe just gone rook takes, and then your bishop would have been pinned to your king still, and this bishop would have been attacking it. So there would have been problems with taking. I think maybe taking the bishop would have been fine, but I think I'm still okay. In any case, h6, however, is another pawn move, and you were already attacking my bishop. Now you just want to attack him again. So, but h6, and suddenly you see these squares over here. Your pawns aren't containing them. When your pawn was still here, it was attacking the square, but now you've left it open, and it's like this very nice island my knight can jump to without being captured. So that would be what I want to do here.
That is a nice island, yeah.
That's a nice island.
That's really nice. I like that, Knight's Island. But now the issue with your Knight's Island is that I am pressing triangle on my PlayStation controller now. And this is going to happen now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's go forwards with your analogy of the PlayStation controller.
Okay.
I like it.
Is that
a lot.
what would have happened? Yeah. See, I see now what would have happened. And this is not lacquer, but what I can do is I can either freaking sacrifice my queen,
or you can run with your king still.
Or I'm gonna have to carry on with this.
Yeah. Oh, you're gonna run back
triangle
with your
situation.
King.
Yeah, I'm gonna carry on with this triangle situation.
I like the running forwards with the king. Do you want to maybe try that, or do you want to run?
The issue is if I run forward
yeah?
with the. Oh my word! I could have done that. Yeah, you can take back, please. Sorry.
So I think it might be worse or somehow because you're still losing your knight. But I want to show you something about your analogy. So after I take, you want to run forwards now.
I'm gonna do this. Yeah. Okay.
So I really need to calculate this. So one of the things another nice thing about your triangle analogy is that when you manage to run your king close up to the board, remember I'm trying to develop my pieces, bring them closer to your king. And
now when I'm changing my king, then it's kind of like breaking everything that you've done so long.
No, it's not really. You actually
not really. Okay.
You're bringing your king towards my pieces. So imagine me getting all of these pawns up one square every time. It's going to use a lot of moves. But if you bring your king up, then I've kind of already done that. So if I can lure your king closer to my pieces, I mean, I just need to checkmate it then. That's the goal of the game.
That's fantastic. Okay, well, let's see what happens when this is when this is happening. Okay.
So one of my ideas I have to lure your king forwards is queen c2 check, making sure your king doesn't go to h7, and that it's kind of forced up the board. But then I need to calculate what happens. You've got the move f5. You can also continue and go forwards, take my bishop. So both of them are pretty scary. But let's try and see what happens. Okay.
Yeah, I like this. This sounds fun to me.
Okay.
Yeah, it just looks nice, it's just a vibe. And then also what I can possibly do is maybe we can exchange. No, we can't exchange something there.
Does it feel like your king is coming closer to my position now?
Yeah, it feels like I've got an issue now. It feels like
an issue, right?
See, that's the thing. Like if I haven't done this before, I had to do it, but now because
it doesn't work, you're not going to probably do it again.
Yeah, but I'll probably do this, because...
Yeah, in that game, I play piano and Anzal, and we play a game against each other. She also runs her king towards the center, and I just... a lot of the comments in the comment sections were like, wow, this she's brave, right? This is like, you need to really have balls to do that. But I think that's what Papgooi is all about. In any case...
Yeah. The thing about Papgooi is we realized how serious South Africans could be. Because like Papgooi is serious. I'm telling you all now, it's a serious thing. It's not a joke.
Papgooi is
But we didn't realize how serious people can be.
The concept of Papgooi, that is something.
Look, Papgooi is the word that we use to throw pap. Okay, pop is something that you put on a melee ball, and melee ball is something that you put on your fist, which is your rod. Okay, so you take this melee ball, and when you throw it into a dam or a river, then you catch like these carps and bobbers. I mean, like this is not moose. This is like only the amount of carp that my screen can accommodate at the moment. But like usually it's much bigger. It's like I would stand at the back of the room and make my arms really wide, and that's like the kind of carp that like I catch, for instance. But like now, yeah. So the thing is about Papgooi, we were catching so much fish. We were fishing a lot, right? So caught so many fish, and they were so fucking big and everything. But then, right before one of the other excursions that I was going to continue with this fishing thing, me and my one friend Zwa, which you will see on that video, actually decided to produce this track called Papgooi. So he just made like this nice underground rap thing. No bells and whistles, no rap, no drop, no anything. It was just like a beat and a lekker rap. And it was like, slap him with the banjo, vang 'n bietjie vis. It was like, it was like really underground. And then everyone at that, what do you call it? At the fish fang.
The fish fang. When you went fishing.
Everyone there was like, yo, bro, this is great. We love this. So then we were like, okay, let's make a whole track of this thing. And so we made this track, and it all started with this whole culture of us fishing with our friends, and we were like drinking beer and everything. But okay, it was a serious thing, but we never really intended to offend anyone. Then like there were these people that wrote these really nasty comments on YouTube about, you know, some bad stuff, and we weren't really offended, because that same night that the bad comments started pouring in, my friend Zwa called me. He called me at 1:20 in the morning, and he's like, "Hey bro, go check iTunes, go check the charts, my bro." And I'm like, oh wow. And I was like, okay. So I was checking the charts, and Papgooi was number 7. And then one of my dreams that I've always had was to get Brendan Piper out of the top 10. And that night, Brendan Piper was conveniently at number 10, but not for long, because Papgooi then came into number 7, and Brendan Piper was not in the number 10 chart anymore.
Well done.
I don't know if Universal Music realized what happened that night, but I think they kind of shut themselves, you know, because that was one of the more epic moments, I think, in my life when that happened. So, you know, Papgooi came a long way, and then what happened was the music video was like cool and everything, but the vibe just died away, and that's kind of what we wanted to happen, like one hit wonder sort fun, but not really, because not a lot of people knew it in the first place. But it was on the charts, that was good enough. But then around a year later, one of my friends sent me this video on Facebook, and he's like, "Hey bro, isn't that you?" And lo and behold, Papgooi made a resurface video, some sort of bachelor party group where like with like a lot of likes, I think like 30 or 40,000 followers on that page. And then the video resurfaced again and got like nearly, I think, 50k views plus there. So, you know, Papgooi, it came a long way. It's kind of like one of those old Red Roman spiders that you think you killed when you were younger, and then like one day it just kind of revives itself and it resurrects itself and it starts running around again. That's kind of how that video is, and how Papgooi is, you know.
Well, we'll see if the chess community is a third wave, maybe. That would also be very interesting.
You know, I hope so, because the thing is, as well, it's kind of how the fishing spirit works as well. You know, it's kind of like when you're done fishing, you're so over it, but then a year later, you're like, you just like you pack your shit and you go fishing. It's the same with chess. Now I'm sitting here, I played chess so long ago, and now I'm sitting here with you playing chess again. It's like, yes, I really want to play chess now. It's such a lucky thing to do, actually.
And do you want to tell people about some of your current projects or any stories? I know some of it is still secret-ish, or...
You know, actually, I am working on a project called Zebra Man or Zebra Man, depending on what language you speak. But
at least it translates really well, right?
Yeah, that was part of the name that we chose. So it's actually, but it's English music though. As you can hear from my accent, I sound much more English than I sound Afrikaans. I hope you can kind of see that. But now, the guy that's mastering my tracks told me the tracks will be ready tomorrow. So I'm really to listen to it, but then we will be releasing it shortly on like wherever you can find music. So you know, your mom's tape cassette or something, you'll probably be listening to it.
And I'll add a link to that to the
That would,
video
that would be
later.
great.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
would be great. Yeah,
for people.
yeah. So that's what I'm doing. Making some like a tracker now. It's a kind of like a jungle slash pop slash rap slash underground slash rock
slash South
slash
African, right? That is
slash South African. But that's kind of what South African music is, isn't
all
it?
of the
You know?
above. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you want to make South African sounding music, just throw in every little thing that you can find and just put it in there. Yeah.
And make it in South
Anyways.
Africa at least.
Yeah. Listen, Jan, are you ready to beat the shit out of me now?
Yeah, are you looking at the position? Did you see what's gonna happen?
I am. I'm seeing
Did
my
you
fate
see?
here.
But it's weird because if you look at the material, we've got the exact same amount, right? I've got 6.
Yeah, my position sucks,
And you've got
but
6.
it's my own fault. I chose my position. That's the thing. That's what everyone should be learning from this. I chose my position. You know?
You're a consequentialist over there.
Yeah, super.
Okay, so
All right.
I'll play the second last move then. And is there anything else you want to add or?
Yeah, I would have been doing this now.
Yeah, there's 2 moves. I mean, but is there anything else you'd like to add for the listeners? I mean, we'll be putting your social links as well in the description.
Yeah, what I would like to say is that chess is Keith. You know, chess is the embodiment of Zuck.
Of Zuck. Oh wait,
chess is the embodiment of Zuck.
Can you just also?
And I would like to explain. I would like to
Zuck,
explain to you what Zuck is.
Zuck, please.
So, in the music production scene, there's this thing that you have to make your track sounding lacquer, but lacquer is not cutting it enough. So there were these pioneers long ago that started making their tracks not lacquer, which translates to thick. I actually saw a video this morning of how you shouldn't call people fat, you should call them thick, and then wink your eyes at them. But so now these people making their tracks duck, right?
Mhm.
But duck was still not cutting it, so it was starting to become something like viaduct or like fed or like whatever. But then,
But is it just about
whatever
the thickness of something, or why?
It's
why
about
the fat? Is it about bass,
because-
or what is the?
yeah, I think it's got something to do with bass and vibe. It kind of goes together.
Mm-mm.
You should kind of, you're trying to make your vibe duck here. It's
Mm-mm.
like when you're throwing pop. When you're throwing pop, you want to make the pop duck. You don't want slap pop, because if you have slap pop, it's gonna fall off the milli ball. If your pop is too duck, then it's gonna well, it's not such a thing as too duck, because
So it's
then you
literally
are
also. Would you say you're a pioneer of the duck slang? Because
This is why I gooi pop, because we make the pop duck on, but we also make the track duck. But now the thing about duck is still not enough, and this is where the way of Zuck comes in.
the way of
Zuck is the nirvana embodiment of duck. So when you used to say duck sticker, which means thick slices, you
Well, thick pieces in chess, right?
would say or thick pieces in chess, you know.
Mm-mm.
Now you would say it's Zuck sticker. So all of these pieces that we're moving here, they are Zuck sticker.
Okay.
You know, Zuck sticker, my bro. And that's also something that you can say to people instead of saying, bro, I'm having a cock day. You can just say, Zuck sticker. Or if you're having a lacquer day, they're like, how are you? You can just be like, bro, Zuck sticker, my bro. And then you're actually referring to chess as well.
Okay.
Go play a game of chess.
Hey man, but then Zuck sticker to you as you go forward with
Thank
your
you.
journey, and I think I'll just be throwing in the final move then. There, you can see it on your side. It's coming.
Okay, I'm
it's
waiting
not
for it.
nice, but don't. Please continue playing chess then.
Okay, there we go. Checkmate. What is
Checkmate.
victorious? Well played. Thank you, Jan.
Thank
This
you,
was a really lucky
Juan,
game.
and thank you
And
for
I
sharing
hope
your
to play
thoughts.
again to you somewhere in the future, and
Yeah.
also maybe beat you one day like I beat my dad at one time.
Hopefully
But I think you
there'll
let
be
me win
odds.
though. But yeah,
We'll have to make it a drinking game. I think your chances will be pretty good then.
yeah. Listen, just one other question. Why can't I see your rating?
My rating.
Yeah,
it's-
your rating is on my screen 1,500, but I don't mean
that's
to
just the
offend you.
provisional rating for classical.
Uh,
My rating's over here. I came to 2,300 yesterday. I was so happy.
Hey, well done, man.
And then I lost it all again. I thought I was going to go even higher. So that's greediness. I need to embody the way of Zook to enhance my chess. So that is pro chess advice as well as amateur chess advice. I think we catered for everyone today. Embody the Zookness.
Yeah, I also think so. Yeah. You who's a complete amateur and you can actually play chess. I think we've covered quite a lot of the game today. It was really fun. Thank you, Jan.
Thanks, Johan, and I think we'll speak soon. Thanks for joining me on my first Chesscast. Let's hope this thing takes off.
Please, it was a big honor. It was a massive honor being on your first Chesscast.
Thanks for joining me at my desk, my little chessboard. It really felt like you were here making your moves.
All right, peace.
Okay, thanks, Johan. Bye.
Bye.